Today's show is brought to you by locally owned and operated Highland Rim Speedway. Visit their website at highlandrim.com.
Talkapolis, the social media TV network for your city.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to Pit Pass. I'm Joe Williams, along with Larry Woody. And Larry, we often talk about the future of racing, not just here, but across the country. Well, coming up this weekend, folks, there is a national USAC event. And Larry, it's unfortunate that a lot of folks don't remember what USAC. At one time, the United States Auto Club was the only sanctioning body for automobile races in the United States. Of course, some others have sprung up, and USAC for years was the sanctioning body for the Indianapolis 500. Yep. They have been really serious in open wheel racing forever. Well, the starting point in open wheel racing now is young.
How young? Introduce our guest.
We're going to find out how young. We do have a couple of special guests with us. On my far right is Grayson Pate. Grayson, you're how old?
10.
10. And you're racing?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay. He's partially lost his mind. Dylan Fetcho is on my right. Dylan?
12.
10 and 12.
Well, Dylan's obviously over the hill, so...
Yeah, I was going to say, he's past his prime.
And of course, still a little background. We covered Dylan's dad, Scott, out at the fairgrounds, so it's... You got good racing DNA, Dylan.
That's right.
But, you guys tell our audience, guys, a little about the quarter midgets and how you got involved in it and what all is involved when you'll be racing this weekend.
I got my first quarter midget from Santa Claus when I was 5, I think. Yeah. And then I've been racing since then.
And what about?
I got mine when I was 5. My dad bought it, and then I got when I was 4.5, went out and practiced. I've been racing ever since I turned 5.
What's the fun of it, guys? What do you like about quarter midget racing?
Passing.
The speed, the excitement, meeting girls?
Yeah.
maybe a little early for that one, but you'll learn.
But it is fun. I was talking to your dad. He said one thing I like about it is you're not sitting home playing video games. You're outside doing something, get some exercise and doing something you enjoy and working on the cars and tinkering. So it's a good activity.
Grayson, you ever get nervous?
Sometimes.
When?
Sometimes before the race, and there's a lot of people. I'm always like, I gotta make it, and then when I do, I'm all happy and I'm running around.
It's kind of what they'll face this weekend. 230 drivers are currently entered
from around the country.
They're literally from around the country. Michigan, Ohio, points north and south. That's at the moment. Obviously, that number could increase. That's in 13 different divisions, and only 10 will make the feature on Sunday. We're going to go through the schedule here in a minute. So that means 100 or more of these folks are coming in, going to spend time here, going to spend money here, eat, shop, stay.
Good for the economy.
Yeah, but 100 of them are going home a little bit early. Dylan, does that bother you that there's that many cars coming in?
A little bit, but not so much because it's my home track, so I'm used to the track.
You love the pressure. Bring them on, right?
Yeah.
Now, you guys will race in different categories, I take it?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
How long before you race against each other?
Until the next points race, because I race light 160 with him in points races.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you do race against each other occasionally. All right, so who wins?
Well, to be honest, there's this one kid. He's incredibly fast, and me and him are both chasing him.
Speaking of Chase, Andy Johnson's son Chase races some there. I think he's an old man at age 7, but I guess Andy's son Chase will probably be out there with you guys. How fast these karts go? I know there's different divisions, but the top level, Dylan, I guess you're probably in. How fast does your kart go?
They probably go around 55 or so.
55, and that's a small track. If you think,
yeah, 50, on that track,
it looks like you're going at 155. I was out there, guys, a few years ago doing a feature for the Tennessee, and what struck me was I was out there and it looked like a Sprint Cup garage when these haulers and trailers start coming in. I was talking to Scott, Dylan's dad, and he says some of them have their own mechanics, technicians, people who travel with the teams to work on the cars and tune up the engines and so forth. So you guys it's a big league sport, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Big time sport.
Yeah.
Big time sport. Who does your work? You guys tinker with them yourselves, or your dad? And
Yeah.
his friends do it.
Or dad's,
It's my
but sometimes
dad,
I may help with it, but mostly my dad does it.
So he rolls up his sleeves and goes to work, huh?
How much
And some of my uncle and some of my family members come and help on it too.
So he gets a few volunteers lined up.
So how much are you learning doing this about the cars themselves?
A lot.
Oh, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
You guys get to mess with the setups. I mean, you learn about shocks and tires and right sides and left sides and all that already.
Dylan, besides your dad, who's your racing hero? Do you have somebody you watch on television or grew up watching at the old fairgrounds, or is it somebody you
Probably
like?
Alex Bowman in ARCA.
Who's that?
It's the guy that owns my race car. It's his son's friend that he used to race quarter midgets against,
Okay.
and he's
Alex
on
Bowman.
TV now.
Well, what about the Cup guys? Anybody, a Jeff Gordon or a Dale Earnhardt? You're too young to remember Richard Petty, but
Yeah.
is there somebody on the Cup level that you'd like to watch race or think I'd like to be in his place someday?
Yeah, Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson.
And?
Well, I don't really want to do the NASCAR. I want to do the Indy cars.
No.
Well, you must be a fan of Joseph Newgarden then out of Hendersonville. No, okay, well.
You about anybody in the IndyCar circuit you like when you watch? Any favorites? You just like them all.
Most of that.
So you'll be racing at Talladega when you're racing at the Brickyard deal, won't you?
Speak Kurt Busch
Yeah.
passed his rookie
Do both.
test
Yeah,
this
do
year.
both. Yeah.
You can do both. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there have been lots of drivers who've done both. He's not interested
Not
at
gonna-
all.
no, he's not gonna go.
He wants that open wheel Indy car.
That's right.
Now, quarter midgets. Let's talk a little bit about the cars. We've all seen the sprint cars and the winged wild outlaw kind of things. These are literally quarter-sized racers.
Little race cars.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Bobby Hamilton Jr.'s daughter is big in this thing. They're having a lot of fun with it. Deborah Renshaw Parker's son is big in this thing.
Andy Johnson's son.
Andy Johnson's son. I mean, there's a lot of second-generation drivers coming through. There's a lot of young guys coming through. Now, I guess do you ever get tired of it? I mean, you're young. There's some other things I know going on. Do you ever get sick of it or tired of it, or
No, not really. It's always exciting.
because
You don't envy your friends sitting home playing video games or watching TV?
Yeah.
You did?
oh, you do.
No, you wouldn't be that. You wouldn't swap with them, no, would you?
No.
You'd
No.
rather be on the racetrack.
I was saying, now, Larry, I got to tell them a little bit because this morning when they came in, we were talking and everything. I noticed Peyton was explaining to Dylan with his phone how to beat different levels of something. So apparently there's a game on a phone somewhere that they're kind of hooked up
During
with.
intermission, you can explain to me how to work one of those things.
Larry's talking about the phone part.
Yeah, I still don't know how to do it.
He doesn't know about the game. He's talking about the phone part.
Guys, is it ever scary out there? I know we're talking lower level, but it's pretty fast speeds, like you said, around 50, 55 on a little track. Does it ever get a little tense for you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, sometimes when you're going for a pass, a guy may actually try to go back under you, and when you go into the corner, he may accidentally clip you, and you'll go flipping over the wall and land. And
So you flipped
Upside
over
down.
the wall.
I've done it before.
It's got to be a fun ride.
At 7 years old.
Yeah. Was it a fun ride?
Kinda. I was happy that the car wasn't broke. Everything was fine.
Guys,
not
along
really.
that line, this is pretty very safe racing. I mean, considering that you're going as fast as 50, 55 miles an hour, they do a good job with the cars, don't they? They've
Oh, yeah.
got the roll
Oh, yeah.
cages, and like I say, it's professional. These are not something that you and I would nail together in the backyard. These are high-tech racing machines, little
Yeah.
racing
Oh, yeah.
machines.
Now, these kids are truly blessed because the facility here in Nashville, now it's just off, you go out Lebanon Road and make a right on Central Pike. About the time you get to the railroad tracks, it's kind of back in a field, if you will. You got to go back a little bit. But
It's conveniently located, but it can be hard to find.
Fine, yeah.
You have to.
there'll be plenty of signs this weekend. But Mr. Pete Barnett went out and said, I want to do something for the kids, and I love racing. And he's carved out this fantastic facility that may be, Larry, the best secret in all of Nashville when it comes to racing.
It's kind of nestled off the beaten path. Like I say, it's easy to get to. Just go out Lebanon Pike and turn right. And I think Mr. Barnett, I interviewed him once. I think his grandson was a racer and didn't have a place to race. And I think he went out and kind of built a track for for him, and the current owners here, he could probably fill us in on some of that, but I think they got a website too if people want directions, information, that kind of thing, or might have a son or daughter.
Yeah.
Daughter or grandson, granddaughter who's interested in checking it out, they could get the information off the website.
Now, they're pretty strict. USAC is pretty straightforward about how big racetracks can be, and I mean, they call this place Little Talladega for a reason, because for you guys, this is a pretty big racetrack.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got banks and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a high bank for what they're doing. Paved.
It's
Yeah.
amazingly fun. We always, sometimes in the national races, we'll get 3 wide going down the straightaway.
Yeah, I mean, we went out last year. Malcolm West and I went out last year and watched some of this, and we were truly impressed. Now, the other thing is, this is a national event this weekend, but you guys race on a pretty regular basis out there.
Yes, sir. Usually we'll race every other weekend.
Every other weekend.
For
We'll
points,
usually
yeah.
race, and then we'll have a week off and race.
You guys race anywhere else, or just the local track here in Nashville?
Oh, well, there's other tracks. There was a series that they went around, and we actually raced inside the Brickyard. It was fun.
Inside
I go
the
up to
Brickyard.
I go up to Ohio a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's an indoor track.
Indoor, yeah,
It's
that
fun.
is fun.
Wow.
On the circuit.
Already, yeah, look at this. They've already started.
And already been to the Brickyard.
All right, now, practice starts Friday. They'll open things up at 5 o'clock and run practice from 5 to 8 on Saturday. They start at 9 a.m. with 230-plus cars in 13 divisions, and throughout the day, from qualifying races and this kind of thing, they will narrow that down to 10 in each division, and the features, the A-mains as they call them, will start Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. This is open to the public. It's free. You don't have to pay to see this. I mean, Mr. Barnett said, hey, open it up, bring everybody out. They do have concessions on site, by the way.
Did you give the website address?
Not yet. It's if you want more information, you can go to MCQMRA. That's the Music City Quarter Midget Racing Association.com. And I'll bet Aaron's going to put that on the screen before this is all done. As we said, they're off Central Pike out in Hermitage. It's a great little facility. Now, guys, this is Nashville. If you win at Nashville, you're supposed to get a guitar. Would you like to have one?
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I think Franklin American Mortgage and some other guys helped put this thing together. Nicely done. It's another. I'm going to grab this and do this and see. You know what? I'm going to block my boys here for a second and see if we can come in close on that. Dylan, you're getting the short end of this, partner. I got to tell you. But this thing is absolutely beautiful. Now, Mr. Woody asked a great question earlier. If you were to win one of these, what would you do with it?
I would not crush it like Kyle Busch did.
That's my man. That's all I wanted to hear.
That's the right answer.
That is the correct answer in Nashville. Peyton, would you put it in your room and hide it?
Well, no, not really. My grandpa, he can tune it up, and I can play it.
You play?
No, but I would like to learn.
You'll learn, yeah. I was going to
You'll
say.
learn.
It'll happen.
Guys, and on this level, it's all trophies, isn't it? It's you get trophies.
We get
winners.
medals most of the
Medal-
time, but we
trophies.
can get
Medals, yeah.
trophies too.
Usually for first place you get a trophy, and then second and third are medals.
You got a pretty good collection going too, I guess, hadn't you?
Yep.
Dad built you a trophy case.
Yeah, my grandpa did.
All right. Will this fit in it?
No.
I'd have to hang it on the wall.
Yeah.
Grandpa, I guarantee you, Grandpa would make
you'll
one
find
in
a
it if
place
you got
for it.
one, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah.
But I thought the best trophy is at the Brickyard. The trophy was a brick.
That's pretty
That
good.
makes sense.
Yeah.
You got a medal for, like, first place it was like a gold medal, and then for second it was a silver medal, then for third it was like a bronze medal, and then you got the brick.
The brick.
It's not bad.
It was awesome.
It's not bad.
They're copying us, Larry.
Yeah.
They're copying Nashville. They do it all over the world,
not
and they're
bad.
still doing it. Gentlemen, thank you for being here today. I know it was tough to get out of school to come in. That had to hurt a little bit, but, you know.
You can make it
Look
up.
at them. They're not going to say a word. They know better.
And someday, Joe, these tapes, they'll be in the archive somewhere, and people will look and say, there was Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon sitting
Yeah.
there being interviewed. So.
I was going to say, guys, because this is
years ago.
digital. You know, once it's out there on the internet, it stays forever. Say thank you to Al Gore. No.
Good luck, guys, and be careful out there.
All right.
Dylan
you.
Fetcho, Grayson Pate, Larry Woody. Guys, thank you so much. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The A-Mains out at the Music City Quarter Midget track just in Hermitage, just off Central Pike. Never know who you'll see out there. A lot of folks will show up that you don't even expect.
It's a good event, fun event.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be big, and it's going to be good for the economy in Nashville. When we come back, Larry and I will wrap up this edition of Pit Pass. Stay with us.